Monday, my YouTube friends and family. This is Lindsay, and I am back with more daily work from home job leads for you. I do apologize for this video being later than I normally post, but my work schedule for my full-time remote job that I work is kind of up and down the last few weeks, so I am still trying to get job leads out, but I might post some videos early in the mornings and some later in the evenings, just kind of what my schedule allows me to do. But in today's video, I have 6 different jobs to share with you. We have things like managing documents, handling like human resources phone calls, reviewing vet records, vet documents. Even Nespresso is hiring someone to have like chatbot AI conversations so they can program their help bot. We also have like healthcare billing and quality checking of files. So we're going to dive all in. Links, timestamps, all additional information that you may need is always found in the YouTube description box below this video. If you're looking for a job in the healthcare billing field, you're looking for a company that has a pretty high ratings and pays very well, Rula might just be for you. Now, Rula does have a 461 reviews from past and current employees with an overall employee satisfaction rating coming in pretty high at 4.6 out of 5 stars. They are looking for a remote work from home billing support specialist. Now, it does say that it is remote for most of the United States. However, they cannot hire in California or Washington state at this time. And they do pay anywhere from $60,700 a year up to $67,800 a year. But Rula is basically looking for somebody who is already experienced in like billing or billing support in the healthcare world to kind of help them with their ever evolving insurance rules and company policies and procedures that they're going to have to follow when billing insurance companies. Now, Rula is specifically in the mental health care field, and so they're looking for somebody to review case files, collaborate across teams, and resolve escalated patient concerns, explain financial details in a clear, straightforward manner. So you're going to be doing all things insurance, billing, insurance follow-up, and following up with those patients as well. This means that you're going to make sure the claims go out to the insurance companies, and the insurance companies have everything they need to process the claim. Maybe they don't pay the claim and they deny it. You've got to find out why. Was there some kind of coding on the claim that was incorrect modifiers or something used that you can fix and send back out? Do they need additional information like medical records, things like that? You're just going to send it out, work with those insurance companies trying to collect payment. And of course, if the patient has any like deductible or copay that they owe, you're going to let them know that as well. Now, as far as what they're looking for, no college degree is needed, just somebody who has 2 years of experience in healthcare billing, insurance, or some kind of a patient's relations role. So you know kind of how to work with electronic health records, electronic medical records, or billing software. You kind of understand insurance policies, claim processing, the appeals process. You have detailed knowledge of like what insurance companies deny claims, kind of what that looks like, the language that they use. And of course, it doesn't say how much, but they are giving you a new hire home office stipend. So they're going to give you some kind of additional money to help set up your workspace for success. Now, Peraton is a company that works with different government agencies. And so this job is going to be in the healthcare field, but it is going to be specifically working with like government agencies, Medicare and Medicaid insurances. Now, Peraton has 1,800 reviews from past and current employees, an overall employee satisfaction rating of 3.6 out of 5 stars. They are looking for a document control specialist. This is remote for the United States, but they're really looking for somebody to kind of perform data analysis, investigation, and medical review to kind of look, prevent, detect, and kind of reduce fraud and waste where Medicare and Medicaid programs are concerned. So you're really trying to make sure that doctors, hospitals, offices, things like that are not billing fraudulent or wasteful claims to the Medicare and Medicaid programs. So they're looking for somebody to basically do the quality assurance checks on investigating audit files for documentation for purposes of making sure that the information within the document is quality, it meets the product standards, it meets or exceeds like all the client expectations. So you are kind of working independently with a minimal supervision, handling a multitude of different document types requests on a daily basis, and you're verifying any PHI or the basically the protected health information. You're identifying or verifying the patient's information on the documents. You're communicating with the requester, following up on any reworks that need to happen. You're just working with that health privacy information. Now, it does say that they do hire in any state in the United States, but they do have preferences of some states. And so if they get applicants that meet their demand and meet their requirements from the states of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, Maryland, or Northern Virginia, they will hire those people over other states. And they don't require any kind of college degree for this position. They prefer one. So if you have some kind of degree, they'll take less years of experience. So if you have like an associate's degree, they'll take 4 years of experience. If you have a bachelor's degree, you only need 2 years of experience. If you have a master's degree, you don't need any experience. And of course, if you have no degree, you can still apply and be hired, but you do have to have at least 6 years of some kind of related experience. You've got to be proficient with editing and review skills, kind of knowledge of HIPAA guidelines, how to review medical documentation while following those HIPAA guidelines. So you've just got to have strong communication skills, be able to navigate yourself around a computer, be proficient in using different software systems like Microsoft Word, Excel. Pay is listed all the way down at the bottom, though. It's anywhere from $51,000 a year up to $82,000 a year. The giant retail home improvement store, the Home Depot, is hiring. A few things to note about this position, though. It is going to be more like a call center customer service type job, but for the employees that work from Home Depot. And so you're not actually dealing with customers that are wanting to order things from the Home Depot. It's just the employees that work there. And pay is a little bit on the lower end, but Home Depot has 57,000 reviews with an overall rating of 3.8 out of 5 stars. And they are looking for a remote work from home HR or human resources services contact center associate. Now, pay range for this is only $18 an hour. And if you click over to the job description, they are basically looking for contact center associate, or basically somebody to answer those customer service calls coming in or make outbound calls. Look at the faxes, look at the emails related to pay and HR or human resources issues. So these are people who work for the Home Depot who have issues with their paychecks or human resources. So you're just handling the calls, identifying and documenting any issues that they're calling in, and processing the necessary transactions in the computer system, handling anything that needs further research and resolution. You might have to escalate that up. So you're supporting organizational changes through high volume transactional support as needed, just processing transaction requests. These requests might be maybe they're calling in to update their address or something so that their W-2s, they've moved and they need their tax forms and all to make sure they get to the correct address. Maybe it is actually a supervisor that works there that's calling in to update. Maybe they have gave someone a raise, or maybe they've given someone a promotion and their pay needs to be updated in the system so that they're paying the correct information. Maybe somebody needs to update their benefits, their tax information, whatever it is that they need to update. You're making sure that you process all of those. Now, as far as requirements, the minimum requirements are that you have to be at least 18 years or older and allowed to work in the United States. It doesn't really even say that any other experience or anything is needed, but they do have some preferred qualifications that are, of course, going to get you to the top of the line. If you have an associate's degree or any kind of college classes, or you have any education or human resources experience or background, of course, that's going to get you to the top of the line. Other than that, great people skills. You can be patient, you're self-motivated, you can work in a team and work individually. And so you can kind of ask probing questions. You can kind of find the questions that need to be asked to get to the root cause of a problem and really be a problem solver. We have Parsons Corporation hiring. Now, Parsons Corporation has 2,300 reviews from past and current employees, an overall employee satisfaction rating of 4.0 out of 5 stars. They are looking for a document control coordinator. This does say remote US, any location, so no state restrictions. They're really looking for somebody to be kind of more of a project manager. They're looking for somebody to be responsible for the flow and storage of all of their documentation for their project. So this means correspondence contracts, the construction documents, the engineering schedules. So anytime a construction project is created, started, it's going to have paperwork that goes with it. The contracts for the project, of course, the engineering teams, the schedule of when each stage of the project is expected to be done, the materials that are going to be ordered, the cost, all of these documents, and you are going to be the one to implement that document management solution. How are these documents going to be organized and housed in the system and kept up to date? So your primary focus is just controlling those documents and the record management. You're receiving documents from, of course, the construction teams. You're tracking and monitoring them, making sure that all documents are using the standard format that is required. You're registering any documents, maintaining databases, updating, producing, and updating logs for other project management, all of that kind of stuff. You're entering the data for the reports. You will provide assistance to users in capturing and locating the electronic information. So if someone needs to pull a document, reference a document, see it after the fact, you're kind of helping them just access anything they need, just maintaining all data distribution systems for the company. Now, this does only require a high school diploma or GED, but requires quite a bit of experience. They're looking for somebody who has at least 10 years of experience in some kind of document control, so administrative type work, document control, and they do want somebody who has prior construction project experience. If you do have experience, though, this pays extremely well, anywhere from $35.05 an hour up to $61.35 an hour. Now, if you're a pet lover, you might be interested in the job that Metlife has open. Metlife is a company that provides different like benefits and insurance plans, and it's not just like health insurance, life insurance, and things like that for humans. They also provide pet products and pet insurance products. Metlife has 8,000 reviews with an overall employee satisfaction rating of 3.8 out of 5 stars. They are looking for a pet claims documentation specialist. It does say this is virtual, remote, work from home for the United States. They are looking for somebody to work one weekend shift every single week. So you will either work Sunday through Thursday and have Friday and Saturday off, or you're going to work Tuesday through Saturday and have Sunday and Monday off. But one weekend day will be required. And then they have different start times for their shifts. You might be assigned an 8 a.m. start time, a 9 a.m. start time, or a 10 a.m. start time. And of course, you'll work an 8-hour day with a 30-minute lunch. Now, those start times are in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So if you're outside of that time zone, convert your hours to see if that works for you. But they're basically looking for somebody to handle vet records and documentation retrieval that come in through the phone, fax, and email. So you are going to review claims to make sure that the required documentation is received. So maybe people have pet insurance through MetLife, and then of course they need to file an insurance claim. Their dog or pet has gone to the vet, and of course they are filing for reimbursement or to get that vet bill paid. So you're reviewing their claims and any documentation from the vet. Maybe you need medical records from the vet sent over or forms from the vet sent over. You're just attaching and reviewing all that documentation into the system, providing customer service to members and providers or any internal entities that are calling in. You're preparing any reports for management and just request and communicate with vet offices on clarification of like the diagnosis of the pet, understanding the services that were given to the pet, just basically information collecting. Now, it does say they only require a high school diploma or a GED, and you don't have to have any vet experience, but they do prefer if someone has worked in a vet office or vet medical experience before. So if anybody's previously worked in a vet vet office and you're trying to get a work from home job, they're going to give preference to those people. But of course, if they don't have people who apply that have previous vet experience, that's not required as long as you have understanding of the terminology used in vet offices. So you kind of know information, different things that they use, kind of, what spay means, different things like that. The ability to work in a fast paced environment, strong communication skills, strong detail skills, and of course, you've got to be able to navigate around different computer software systems and work those Microsoft Office systems. Pay for this one ranges anywhere from $41,600 a year up to $44,400 a year. Now, we do have Nespresso hiring, and while they don't require any kind of bachelor degree, they do state that they highly prefer one, so just know that going in. But Nespresso has 3,000 reviews from past and current employees, and overall employee satisfaction rating of 3.9 out of 5 stars. They are looking for a digital content specialist. Specifically, they're looking for somebody to work with their AI self-service chatbot kind of automation systems. And they do have a huge list of different job responsibilities that you may do, but basically the basis of the job is going to help them develop internal tools and scripts to simulate user queries. You're going to have to test those AI bot performance, validate the response accuracy, and identify any system bugs. So basically, you're kind of working with these AI chatbots. You're probably giving it some kind of prompt, typing in a prompt, and seeing what information it spits out at you. And then you're reviewing that information to make sure it's accurate, clear of any errors. It's giving like factual information, and you are validating that response. And if you see any system bugs, you're also working with different IT and ISD teams for application design, decision making. So you're analyzing a whole lot of data from these AI bot conversations to identify any patterns for insights or model tuning. So basically, training AI bots is the basis of the job. Now, it does want somebody who has at least 2 years of experience working in either contact center, so on the phone, or customer experience focused team, so customer service experience. Now, again, it does say a bachelor degree is not required, but they do strongly prefer one. So if people apply that have a bachelor degree, they are going to get interviews at the top of the line. Other than that, they are looking for somebody who's proficient in handling different data sets. You can work with like text, images, all kind of digital information on computer. So you've got to have great computer skills, be able to have decision-making skills, kind of work with all levels of different organization. But if that is you, pay is very good for this one. It's anywhere from $78,000 a year up to $92,000 a year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll be back really soon with more work from home job leads just for you.